Today we are going to understand the relationship amongst the planets, right? The relationship, and that means they are friendly with each other, they are inimical with each other, or they are neutral to each other. The relationship goes in such a way. For example, consider a situation where two people, person first and person second, they are very good friend to each other. Now they are having a project in their class where the grouping was done. Now this grouping is your personal chart. Grouping is your personal chart, right? So even you have some grouping in your chart. For example, if I take this person, he has a grouping. He has Sun and Mars in 4th house, Saturn and Ketu in 3rd house, Venus and Mercury in 5th house, Moon in 8th house. Not everyone has the same combination. This is why we all are different, right? Everyone has different spiritual path. Everyone has different psychological aspects, mental aspects, physical aspects, internal, external, right? So if they are put into the same group activity, that you and your friend both are supposed to bring a presentation and tomorrow you are supposed to present it. Now you tell me how they are going to feel if they are best friend to each other and they are put in the same group. Now how they are going to feel, let me know. They are going to do well and they will be super happy because me and my friend, we both have together join a single group, right? So we'll be super happy because we are having a very good sync with each other. We understand each other. But now understand a situation where two people, person one and person second, they are inimical relation. They are enemies to each other, right? Now they are put into the same group. Now how they are going to behave, how they are going to feel, let me know.
Maybe they compete.
They would compete. Okay, you tell me, Prabhuji.
Yeah, they'll be disturbed.
They will be disturbed. Soumya Mataji, your answer? They would be disturbed. Okay, you?
They won't cope, right?
They won't cope, right? But if there is marking, let's say the group which is going to present best, they are going to get a gift from the side of teacher. Now how they are going to react, let me know. They would become neutral to each other because now it is the situation where we both are having a common goal. We both want to achieve that gift from the side of teacher. Now better we make neutral or temporary friendship with each other, right? Okay, so they would become temporary friend to each other, right? Okay, similarly planets do have temporary as well as permanent. What? Planets have temporary as well as permanent friendship amongst each other. For example, I'll let you know. Yes, we have a chart here. This is the permanent friendship table which is being presented in front of you. For example, if I talk of Sun is having a friend as Moon, friend as Mars, friend as Jupiter, and he is neutral with Mercury, but having inimical relationship with Venus as well as Saturn, right? This is one thing. Now the temporary is your chart. It has some different rules. How planet become temporary friends to each other, I'll let you know. But first we are going to go through this table. Sun is having friendship with Moon, Mars and Jupiter because Moon is what? Moon is queen and Sun is king. So king and queen, they are friend to each other. Mars is what? Mars is the soldier, army person. Without the army person, king cannot survive. Now what is Jupiter? Jupiter is the guru. So whatever king made a decision, he is supposed to get it consulted through his guru. So he is in friendly with Moon, Jupiter and Mars. Now he is neutral to Mercury, because Mercury is child, right? He cannot have a very good relationship because child is not supposed to cover the practical parts, right? Okay, now he is having inimical relationship with Venus, right? Venus is what? Venus is your material happiness, enjoyment. If king is going to focus upon the material happiness, enjoyments, then how he is going to make the survival of the Varna ashram inside the kingdom? Because he has the, we feel like the king is, he is living a lavish life. But the answer is exactly opposite, because he has to look after the Varna ashram, the four Varnas, Brahman, Kshatriya, Shudra and Vaishya, and ashram. He has to look whether the brahmacharis are able to make their yajnas, the grihastha, are they able to get the job, the vanprastha, are they getting suitable facilities to go through vanprastha, and sannyasa. Sannyasas are not being disturbed by the demons of the kingdom, right? Okay, so Saturn is what? Saturn is the son of Sun, and he is not having, because Sun and Saturn, they both are very opposite to each other. Sun is extrovert and Saturn is introvert. Sun represents the openness or the places which are having more light, but Saturn represents all those places which are dark in nature, having no light, just like caves, right? So they are very opposite to each other. Saturn, on the one hand, he is servant. He know how to job, how to please the owner, how to please the master or the mistress. But Sun is the king. He don't want to work under someone. He is independent, right? So this is the way you could learn the relationship amongst the planet. But this chart represents the permanent friendship. This chart represents what? Permanent friendship. Now we are going to look at the temporary friendship as well. The temporary friendship or the inimical relationship is to be seen from the chart of the native. After looking at both the condition, we come to a conclusion whether the planets are having friendly relationship with each other or inimical relationship with each other, right? So planet, permanent and temporary, it gives you the answer, right? Okay, so this chart represents the permanent relationship of planets amongst each other with each other. Similarly, the moon is having the friendship relationship with sun, because obviously moon gets its light from the sun, and Mercury is the child of the moon, right? But see, one thing you would find here which is very ironical, that moon is having his friend as Mercury, but Mercury is having enemy as moon. Now do you have any answer from your side, Soumya Mataji, that why moon is having a friendship relationship with Mercury, but Mercury is unfriendly with moon? Why? Any answer from your side? Soumya ji, any answer?
No idea.
No idea? Get idea. Yes. Okay. Okay, sometimes kids don't respect their parents. Okay. Radhika ji, any answer from your side?
Hare Krishna.
Hare-
Maybe it's like sometimes when you are in the presence of elders or your parents, you are like act different, you have to behave different. This.
Okay. Okay, so let me tell you. See, what is the hierarchy of the information going to brain as explained in Bhagavad Gita? First, the information is derived by your senses. You see something, You started having emotional attachment toward that thing, that person, and you start, thinking about that person, that I want that person in my life, or I want that thing in my life. So senses takes the information to whom? To moon, because Krishna says that I am the moon, who is the king of all the senses, and moon is your mind. Please write it. Senses takes the information to moon. Moon is your mind, right? This is why if your mind is like weak in horoscope, you cannot win over so many things, whether material or whether spiritual. So moon is supposed to be strengthened in your birth chart. Right. Moving ahead. The senses takes the information to the moon. Now moon is going to take the information to whom? Let me know. Intelligence. Absolutely correct. Intelligence. And intelligence is your Mercury. Right. So please write Mercury, which is intelligence. Right. Now intelligence is going to take information to whom? This is the passage of information, Okay, so he is going to take the information to whom? Let me know. Radhika ji, because I have discussed this thing so many times in class, you must remember, because because astrology is the eye of Vedas, if you want to sense the real or the core of the spirituality, you're welcome to the astrology, right? It is not just analyzing your planets, that whether I'm going to achieve so many things in material life, but it is something which makes you feel, or which is very practical. Okay, how these planets are working upon oneself. So this is why astrology is considered as one of the powerful tool to enhance your spiritual journey, right? So this is why Parashar Rishi, I'll come to it later. Mercury, intelligence, would take its information to Jupiter. Jupiter is your wisdom. This is why it is always said that whenever you take a decision, always consult your seniors. Always consult your seniors, your guru, your father, your mother, your parents, your elder siblings, because Jupiter is the elder person. He is knowledgeable, he is experienced, right? Even the grandmother, grandfather of your family, they are also Jupiter. They are also like guru, right? Okay, now Jupiter is going to take information to whom, Radhika ji? Let me know. This is the hierarchy. See, senses to moon, moon to Mercury, Mercury to Jupiter. Yes, now, please.
The south?
To sun, absolutely correct, because sun is the soul, right? So two planets in everyone's birth chart, they must be strengthened. I think when you go to astrologer, please ask only two things. Just let me know how my moon is and how my sun is. Just only this thing. No matter, okay, no matter how typical conditions you are going through in your life, you would be satisfied and you know the path. Yes, please.
Would the senses also have some planet?
No. Senses never have any planet, right? Okay. But yes, they do have, just like Jupiter, they are, they are having the influence of Jupiter, right? And your eyes, they are sun and moon, right? So even they have on the macro level, right? Okay, but on the macro level, okay, they are also having the influence on the senses on the micro level. Okay, now moving ahead, sun is your soul. Always ask astrologer, or you check your chart and see how your sun and moon is. If your sun is powerful, your soul is strengthened, and if your soul is strengthened, no matter how typical condition you are going through, you are always going to have that inner motivation, self motivation. Motivation doesn't come from watching videos. It comes from within, right? Okay, now, so this is why the Jupiter, which is your guru, which is your scriptures, which is your any elder person in the society, even that person you don't know, that is Jupiter, which is Guru. Uddhav asked Krishna, you have told that always go to Guru whenever you feel any negative situation in your life. But who is the Guru? Who is the Guru? Let me know. So Krishna says, any person who makes you remember of me, he is your Guru. Any person. Right? So this is why we see Krishna in everyone. So this is why we feel like we are having lots of Guru. Right? Dattatreya had 24 Gurus. Okay, now moving ahead. Now sun is going to take information to whom? Let me know. Please. Senses to moon, moon to Mercury, Mercury to Jupiter, Jupiter to sun, sun to whom? Let me know. Any answers? Soul is going to forward that information to whom? Let me know. Radhika ji, this is very interesting concept, you know. Yes.
To
Yes.
Krishna?
Yes, absolutely correct. The Narayana who is sitting inside your heart, the super soul. So this is why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, the people who are really endeavoring hard to achieve me, I'm sitting inside their heart and I'm showing the path to them. Right? Okay. So super soul, this is why yogi, you know, which is known as Chaitya Guru, you know, Chaitya Guru inside your heart. He is always he is always showing the path. And your Guru is also the one of the incarnation of the Chaitya Guru, you know, outer incarnation. Okay. So this is why reading Bhagavad Gita, doing chanting, respecting your Guru, respecting your seniors, it strengthens your sun, because Jupiter carries or forward that information to sun. So this is why a lot of people, they are engaging themselves into reading scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, etc. Okay. So this is why the moon is always wandering here and there. Let me look what is there for me. Oh, I got that thing. I want that thing. So he is going to pass that information to Mercury. This is why Mercury hates moon. That why you are always carrying rubbish information to me. I don't want. Right? So this is why moon consider Mercury as his best friend. You are my friend. Please fulfill my desires. But Mercury hates moon. Please stay there only. Don't come to me. Okay. So people who are tamasic, what they do, whenever they see anything with their senses, the information is passed to their moon and they react. They started reacting. Right? Looking at a beautiful person and just going to that person without even thinking what that person is. So this is tamasic. So people who are like rajasic, they pass their information at least to Mercury. So people who are sattvic, they pass the information to Jupiter as well as sun. And people who are into Shuddha Sattva, which is beyond the three modes of material nature, Satogun, Rajogun and Tamagun, they are directly having a connection with the super soul, which is Krishna. Right? Yes, right. So this is astrology. You know, everyone is supposed to, you know, to go through the basics, you know. Okay, now moving ahead. I was there. So this is why I explain, you know, this is how I explained that planets and their permanent friendship or inimical relationship with each and other. You are supposed to make this table, draw this table, take a screenshot of it, stick this chart in your, you know, in your Almira, so that whenever you see this chart, you could learn, because it is very important. But need not to, you know, to force yourself that you know, moon is the best friend of this and that. No, understand it practically. Once you understand it practically, you would learn everything, right? Okay, so similarly you could see the Mars is having the friendship relationship with Sun, Moon and Jupiter, but inimical relationship with Mercury. Now can you tell me why? why Mercury and Mars is having inimical relationship with Mercury, and Mercury is having neutral relationship with Mars. Can you tell me?
Mars sex
Hmm.
without intelligence, which is explosive.
Yes, he is very explosive. Absolutely correct. Yes, absolutely correct. Because Mars is Kshatriya. He is the soldier. He is the army person. He doesn't think before firing. He doesn't think. And Mercury is intelligence. This is why Mars hates the intelligence. I don't want to make so many calculations. If I make so much of calculations, my enemy is going to flee away, go away. So I have to fire within a second. And Mercury is having a neutral relationship with Mars, right? Because Mercury is intelligence. Mercury doesn't hates the Mars. Mars is energy, right? So this is how you are supposed to learn everything, right? Okay. Now, okay. Okay. So here you could see one thing, that Mars and Venus, they are having what? They are having neutral relationship with each other, right? Where is Mars? Mars is here, and Mars is having neutral relationship with Venus, and Venus is also having a neutral relationship with Mars. Can you tell me why? Radhika ji, any answer? Soumya ji, you are understanding what I'm explaining? Huh?
The same relationship.
True. Any answer from your side?
And because the Venus needs protection from the Mars for these pressures.
Okay. Okay. Radhika ji, any answer?
No, Prabhuji.
No. Okay, let me tell. The Venus is the sexual pleasure, and Mars is the energy. Without having energy, there's no means of sexual pleasure, right? So Venus is the sexual pleasure and Mars is the energy. So whosoever has Venus and Mars together in the birth chart, they are like passionate lovers. They are more sexual oriented, right? But let me tell you one thing, that most of the spiritual, even the sannyasis, they also do have this combination in their birth chart. Okay, Prabhuji is having, right? Which is really not bad. Why? Because when you feel like, yes, the lust transforms into the devotion. Very beautiful. Absolutely correct. Right? Until or unless you feel like I'm having so much lust inside, I want to escape of this, you start going to Krishna. Right? So lust turns to the devotion, right? Okay, so even so many superhumans, that means Mahapurush, they are also having Venus and Mars together in their birth chart. And whosoever has Venus and Mars together in the birth chart, what happens? They are more energetic. They cannot sit at one place. They always like moving here and there. Field work is best for them. Field work, not the sitting job. If you would sit at somewhere, you would feel like, I'm having some sexual urges, So better you go from one place to another. Field work, marketing job, traveling, right? So even the sannyasis, they do have this Venus and Mars. This is why they are always moving from one place to another, right? So nothing in your horoscope is negative. You just have to convert your negativity into positivity, right? Understand your planets, who I am. This is self-actualization through astrology. right? Analyze yourself. I'm Rajasic, I'm Sattvic, I'm Tamasic. If I'm Tamasic, Lord Shiva is also Tamasic. I'll try my level best to move to Satoguna, yes.
Maybe you plan to say that. What would be like more stronger, the planet or the sign in that relation? Let's say two friendly planets are there in a sign that's not friendly. Who has more strength, the planets or the sign?
Okay, it is the planets, Proji. It is the planet, you know. So Proji has asked a question which is, I'll be letting you know maybe in the future lectures, not now. Otherwise, you would get confused. And also see one thing here in this chart, the Jupiter is having neutral relationship with Saturn, and Saturn is having neutral relationship with Jupiter. Now, can you let me know why they are neutral to each other, the Saturn and Jupiter? Both planets are spiritual, but still you let me know why they are neutral to each other. Radhika ji, any answer from your side?
Well, I think also, they both represent a kind of wisdom. Like there is wisdom, no?
Okay, Jupiter is your wisdom and Saturn?
It's also kind of wisdom, no? But in different way.
Okay. So Proji, any answer from your side?
I think he's partially right there, just something also spirituality.
Okay. Okay. Just look at here. In this diagram, what is Jupiter? Jupiter is the most pious because Jupiter is Guru, right? But to attain that dharma, because Jupiter is your religion, to follow the aspects or the rules and regulations, laws regarding the dharma, Saturn is required, because Saturn is having a ring around it. This ring is law. This ring represents the law. I am being abide by the laws. This is why Saturn is required to become lawyer, judge, right? So this is why even the most of the lawyers and the judges, they are also very spiritual. They come to spirituality after, right? Bhakti Vinod Thakur Maharaj, right? He was what? He was the judge, right? And he was very spiritual, right? Okay. So Saturn is the austerity and religion is Jupiter. To follow religion, Ekadashi Vrat is required. Fasting, which is austerity, which is Saturn. Right? Okay, now moving ahead. And also doing the number of chanting counts every day. Saturn is required. Right? Okay, now moving ahead. So this is the permanent friendship chart. But now, let me give you another temporary rules that how planet become friendly to each other temporarily, right? Temporarily, right? Please write the rules, the rule regarding it. Let's say X planet is sitting in the first house. Any planet which is sitting second to X, third to X, fourth to X, 10th to X, 11th to X, or 12th to X, they become friendly to X. No matter in permanent chart they were enemy, neutral, friend, anything. In temporary, this law is to be followed. Please, Mataji, please make notes of it. Right? So which houses I talked of? Second, third, fourth, 10th, 11th and 12th, right? And you are not supposed to recite all these numbers 2, 3, 4, 10, like this. This is very simple. You just divide this house, this chart into two. Now this, and this, they become friend to X, but not the planet which is sitting in the first house, right? Now the another principle. Radhika Mataji, I hope you are understanding the concepts.
Yes, Babaji, yes.
Okay. So this is the chart. Now any planet which is sitting except these houses, it becomes enemy to planet X. Now what houses are left? It is the 5th house, it is the 6th house, it is the 7th house, it is the 8th house, it is the 9th house, and it is the first house. So please write, this is for friend, which is temporary, and the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, the 9th, this is enemy. This is enemy. Please.
Means that if there is a neutral planet and he is in 2, 3, 4, and 11 planet.
No, Prabhuji. We discussed of two things, right? If person 1 and person 2, they are best friend to each other, and in class, if they are put in the same group, they would be like super happy. So there lies two conditions. After the class, after the college, what relation these two person is having with each other, and in school, in class, what relation they are having with each other. So permanent relation we discussed in previous table. Now this is temporary, which is your chart. So whichever planet sits in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 10th, 11th, 12th from the X planet, it becomes friendly because he is sitting neighbor to the X, right? No matter how worst your neighbor is.
Even if he is usually enemy to a planet.
Yes, even usually or in permanent chart, they are inimical to each other. They still become friendly to each other in this temporary chart, right?
What is stronger? Original relationship or what is stronger?
Yeah.
Permanent
Now you don't have to look at what is stronger. We are supposed to look at permanent or we are supposed to look at temporary. You are supposed to look at both. You have to club both the things, then after you come to a conclusion. For example, it is friend and enemy. What answer you are going to have? The friend and enemy. Friendship in permanent chart and enemy in temporary chart. What answer you are going to have? What relation the planets are going to have? Radhika ji, Soumya ji. Prabhuji.
It depends where are they, which are the houses.
No, I told you this thing. This is the temporary relationship which we are talking now. Let me tell you. This X planet is none other than, but it is Sun. It is Sun. And we are taking another planet which is Saturn. Now in permanent friendship, permanent chart, what relationship Sun and Saturn is having? Like, Inimical. Absolutely correct. They are inimical to each other. But in this temporary chart, let's say Saturn is sitting in the 2nd house only. So now you apply the temporary rule, they become friend to each other. Now friend and temporary, what conclusion you would make? that what relationship they are going to have? You would say neutral. You would say neutral, because enemy or friend gives you neutral. Acid plus base gives you salt plus water. Chemistry. But this is astrology. Okay, moving ahead. Okay, so acid plus base gives you salt plus water, which is of no use, right?
So, Prabhuji, question.
Ah.
So at the end, they just become neutral.
Yes, they would become neutral to each other, right? So we are going to cover so many examples, need not to worry. Okay, so we'll cover this example. Let's say we are going to cover this example. Now, we are going to know that whether moon is sitting in friendly sign or inimical sign. We are going to just work upon moon. So now look, moon is sitting in which sign? Radhika ji, this is which sign? Let me know.
This is moon, sun. Sun.
Yes, this is Leo, which is ruled by sun, right? So now we are supposed to look here that sun is sitting where? Now sun is sitting here, which is 9th from the moon. Why 9th? This is 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th. So sun is located 9th from the moon. Now, what rules I gave you? That whichever planet is sitting 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, they become enemy to each other. Now, the permanent chart, what does it says? The permanent chart, moon and sun, they are friendly to or inimical to each other. Let me know. They are sun. No, we are talking of moon only. So you just have to jump upon the moon, right? So moon is having a friendly relationship with sun, right? So here we would write that they in permanent relationship, they are having friendly relationship, but in temporary, they have become enemy to each other, because the position of sun is 9th from the moon. Whichever planet sits 6th, 8th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 9, you know, they become enemy to each other, right? So friendship, friendly and inimical gives you what? It gives neutral. Now we would say in this chart, moon is sitting in neutral sign. This is the conclusion. This is the conclusion. Radhika ji, I hope you got the answer.
Yes, Prabhuji.
But we are going to cover many examples, right? Need not to worry. Now you see in this chart, is Saturn sitting in friendly sign or inimical sign? Please let me know. Saturn sitting in inimical sign or friendly sign? Let me know. See, Saturn is sitting in the sign of which planet? Let me know, Radhika ji. Yes, 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 absolutely. Radhika ji, you tell me.
Jupiter.
Absolutely correct. Saturn is sitting in the sign of Jupiter. Now go to this permanent relationship. Now see here that Saturn, you see the column of Saturn. Saturn is having neutral relationship with Jupiter. Okay. Now we would write here neutral in permanent, right? Now you see temporary. What kind of relation they are having in temporary? Why neutral, Prabhuji? No? No.
They have a friendly relationship.
Absolutely correct. They are friendly because Jupiter is sitting 10th from the sun. And I told you, whichever planet sit 10th from the planet which we are looking at, they become friend to each other. If Jupiter would have sit, let's say, in this house, which is the 10th house, right, of this horoscope, but this position is 8th from the Saturn, and whichever planet sits 8th from the X planet, it becomes enemy, right? Okay, so in this relationship, the Saturn is having friendship relationship with Saturn. Now what you would call this? Neutral and friendship. What you are going to tell? What you are going to call this relationship? Neutral and friendship. Soumya ji, I hope you are getting. See, this is a little bit, little bit dicey, but once you go through this, I believe, you are going to understand a little bit of, work upon this, just a little bit. Because see, not every day I could come with these simple topics, because at the end, astrology do have some typical calculations, right? Radhika ji, are you there?
I will say that they become neutral because neutral and French is just neutral.
Okay, you are saying they would become neutral because neutral and friend, they become neutral. Okay, so let me tell you, because you have not gone through the another principle. This is the interpretation. The permanent neutral and temporary friend, they become friend. You are also supposed to draw this table. Prabhuji, I hope you got this, right? Permanent friend plus temporary friend, they become best friend. Permanent friend and temporary enemy, they become neutral. Permanent enemy and temporary enemy, they become arch enemy, like they are very fiery against each other. Now permanent enemy and temporary friend, they become neutral to each other. This is, I have explained as of now. The permanent neutral and temporary friend, they become friend. Now permanent neutral and temporary enemy, they become enemy to each other. So last one more example we are going to do. Now you are supposed to tell me, right, that what relationships the planets are having with each other. Okay. Let's talk of Sun and Mars, right? Sun is sitting in the sign of which planet? Let me know. Mars. It is sitting in the sign of Mars because it is Aries. Now go to permanent friendship. What status they are having? They are, Sun is having friendship relationship with Mars. Absolutely correct. Now we would write the friend. Now look at temporary. What temporary connection they are having with each other? Radhika ji, you tell me. Sorry. Radhe Kishori Daya Karo. See, very simple. The rules that I give you, whenever, see, I have not written here one. Whenever two planets are sitting with each other, let's say X and Y in the same house, they become enemy to each other temporary. Right? Always. So here I forgot to add 1 because 1, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 position from the planet of the different planet, they are inimical to each other. Now in this chart, the sun is sitting with Mars only. That means they are together sitting. They have become temporary enemy to each other. I am sitting in one house. Why you are sitting with me? Right? So friend and temporary enemy. Now what is the conclusion? Let me know. Friends and enemy. Let me know. Radhika ji, you let me know. Permanent friend, the second, and temporary enemy, they become neutral. That means sun is sitting in neutral sign, right? But this was an example. Please do not consider this example particularly because sun is sitting in Aries, and in Aries, Radhika ji, sun gets exalted, right? So astrology is not about just one principle. Astrology is about so many principles. Just like doctor who looks at your blood pressure, your weight, your diabetes, and so many things, your age, then he gives you remedy. This is how you are supposed to look at so many things in astrology. Then after you are supposed to answer. Yes, Praji.
But just so strange that they can become more strong to be friends.
No. Because Praji, see, the house is one. When two planets sits in one particular house, what happens? When a company coming to the college or the university for the recruitment, it doesn't matter two people who are having good relationship with each other, still they are going to fight for the placement. They are going to fight for the placement. This is the reality, right? Right? It's not like Sudama and Krishna. I will sacrifice for you and you will sacrifice for me.
It's with all planets like that.
It's with all planets.
Like two that can remain friends even if
Yes. 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 Right? But yes, see, I should see, I should not say that there is no friends in material world, but you know, no, you have, you know, you have friends in the spiritual world, but on general level, Prabhuji, you know, out of you made 100 friends, but out of one, he is going to stay with you for lifetime, or you know, he is going to support you, just like Sudama and Krishna. But 99, you know, you feel, you know, right? So this is not our mistake. We could say this is the mistake of Kali Yuga. Desires are enhancing, desires are growing, because Venus is the king of Kali Yuga. Venus is desires, achievement, growth, goals, right? Okay, so now moving ahead. Okay, so this was the relationship that we understood today. Now, one more thing that I would like to tell you, please write it, that you have to score, you have to you have to provide marks to the planets, right? How you could provide? If they are having best friend or the planet is sitting in the sign of best friend, you can say he scores 90 marks. If it is in neutral, you could say it would be like 80. So we have two neutral here, one neutral, then another neutral. So they both would be 80. Now, after best friend, you get friend. Sorry. So friend would be 80, but the neutral would be 70, right? So it would be 70. Now, the enemy would be 40, and arch enemy, it would be like 20 only. Now you tell me why I started with 90 and I left to 20. Why didn't I started with 100 and left at 0? Why? No. Radhika ji, any answer from your side? No. No, because we also have to look at exaltation. Exaltation, when planet is sitting in the exalted sign, you can say 100 score. When it is sitting in the debilitated sign, you could say 0. And in between, you go through these many signs: the best friend, the neutral, the enemy, the arch enemy. So this is how you could rate your own planet. That my planet is sitting in neutral sign, friendly sign, exalted sign, debilitated sign, arch enemy, enemy, etc. Right? Okay. Radhika ji, I hope you got the concept.
Just Prabhuji.
Okay, okay. Okay, so I think this is enough for today, because and you are supposed to practice it, right? Otherwise it is not going to work, right? But yes, the day you start reading astrology, the basics of astrology, you would remember all these concepts, that yes, we did something like that. So it is going to become very easy for you. But when a beginner who go through the scriptures or the books of the astrology, he finds it very difficult, So this is why guidance is required, that how things work, right? So tomorrow, maybe we could work upon Saturn in all the houses, right? We have 12 houses in the horoscope, 12 zodiacs and 9 planets. So everyone is having Saturn in different house. But now you say, me and my friend both are having Saturn in second house. Okay, it is having in second house, but of different zodiac. Yours Saturn in second house sitting in Taurus, but your friends is sitting in Gemini. Now you say, no, the sign is same. My Saturn in second house sitting in Taurus sign, and also my friends. But your Saturn is sitting with Sun and his Saturn is sitting with Moon. Now you say, no, we both are having Saturn and Sun in Taurus in second house. I would say your Saturn and Sun getting aspect of Jupiter, but not your friends. So astrology is very deep. You cannot say me and my friend, we both are same. Even the twins are not same. Right? In India, we are having 2 brothers. They are like billionaires when they started, because they got some ancestral property from their father's side. Now you won't believe, the one person, he is doing so good in his life. He is making billions, crores, and international businessman. But the other person has come to the road. He doesn't have the money to to survive. He's selling his paintings, which he bought for 40 lakhs, 50 lakhs. He's selling all those paintings for the survival. So this is astrology. One brother, he is doing very good in his life, but the second, he is going through the poverty. So this is astrology. You cannot say that me and the other person, we both are same. No. Every soul is different.
So, but they would have like the same planetary position. So then what was the choices they make?
Project so many, choices or the natural factors, someone who prefers to do business, that I like business more, but some people they like doing job. They say, no, I'm not interested in doing business because there is a lot of file work. You have to make tax, you have to make so many employment refund, so many things. I don't want to do it. So everyone is having their different choice, right? So this is all astrology. Radhika ji, any doubt from your side?
Yes, I have some because I just didn't remember. You said that whichever planet is sitting from sun, sitting 10 from sun is enemy. Yes, this is right.
Yes, yeah, no. See, 10
Yeah.
10 comes in this category, in the upper category. So they are friend. They are friend. But
Well,
yes, 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, they are enemy to each other. Right. Yes. More doubts?
yes, I heard something that I didn't hear before. You said that whichever planet sits 9 from sun and 10 from sun, but I missed that point. I wanted to confirm.
So now it is confirmed.
So whatever planet sits from 9, sits 9 from sun is enemy.
Yes. But we discussed of moon actually. So 9th from the moon was sun. So sun became temporary enemy to the moon. Right?
Also, I want to ask if you didn't talk about Ketu and Rahu, no? So these planets are not in the list of enemy or friend. So
No. They're not. They're not in this list. Rahu and Ketu.
so they are always enemy or friend?
For them, we have some different principle. So we'll talk about it later. Maybe. Right? Okay. Any more doubt?
No.
Okay. I hope the lecture was not boring because it had some, 1, 4, 7, 10 calculation. Okay. So tomorrow we could discuss the Saturn in all the houses, right? Now you could judge that I am having Saturn in this house. So how it is going to influence me, my life, right? But the things are always not certain or true because astrology is all about looking at so many things. It is not just about looking at one thing and then you are coming to the conclusion. You have to go through so many principles, right? Okay. And also your own research, right? You see 10 charts and you see that Saturn was sitting in this in this particular house and it gave a different result or a common result to the 10 persons. So this is my own research. It is not written in the scriptures. So every astrologer has different research. For me, or as per me, Saturn in this house gives this result. And for another astrologer, Saturn in this house gives different result. So this is why every astrologer speaks different, right? It also depends upon your planets, that to whom you are going to meet, what level of astrologer you are going to meet. It also depends upon your chart, right? So yes,
If the planet is exalted or it is on outside, if there is a really good planet together, it's good.
exalted or
It's in its own house.
okay, no, if the planet is in own sign, then it is not going to work anymore, because
Not
yes, it is not going to work anymore, right? Okay, so Projit, thank you, you made me remember one more thing, that how these things work. The exaltation, then own sign. Now one more thing is the dominating sign. Jupiter is having 2 signs in the horoscope. Let me know what those 2 signs are. Pisces and yes, absolutely correct. Pisces and Sagittarius. Now Pisces is also the sign of Jupiter, and Sagittarius is also the sign of Jupiter, but Pisces is more likely, or Jupiter likes Pisces more. When Jupiter sits in Pisces, he feels more happy than sitting in Sagittarius. So this is known as dominating sign. You have 2 hands, but from one of your hand, you could play good table tennis. Not from both of your hands. Even the footballers, not everyone could play at left wing, right wing. Some footballers plays with their right leg, some plays with left leg. So this is how dominating sign, but that doesn't mean your the one who plays with the right leg, his left leg doesn't work anymore. No, but he is more strengthened, or he is more accurate with the right leg. So now the situation goes like this, and the exaltation sign, own sign, dominating sign, after best friend, then friend, then neutral, then enemy and arch enemy. One more neutral, they both are same, right? So now you can convert their, you could give marks. Exaltation is 100, own sign is 90, dominating sign is 80, best friend is 70, friend is 60, neutral is 50, the enemy is 40, the arch enemy is 20, and debilitation is 0. This is the final table. You could take a screenshot of this, or you can write. This is really very important, right? So hmm. Then it doesn't work. It doesn't work. If Jupiter is sitting in Pisces, because Pisces is the sign of Jupiter only, he is not disturbed. Exaltation also. But yes, for exaltation we could cover, we could see, right? For exaltation, right? Okay. And this relationship is also used in dasha. For example, if a planet is sitting in the sign of a different planet, and they are having a very arch inimical relationship with each other, so we have 2 periods, the dasha and the antardasha. So under the dasha of one planet, the antardasha comes, so they may not result good, right? This is how the things work. If they are arch enemy to each other, right? Okay. So, but this is one of the factors. We also have to look so many at so many different things. Okay. So this is all done for today. Thank you. Right, Radhika ji, any doubts before winding up? Okay, no doubts. So thank you. We may meet tomorrow if Krishna decides. Thank you, Haribol. Haribol. Thank you, bro.